Welcome to our presentation. We look forward to sharing this time with you. Take copious notes. Enjoy.
And just doing the same old things. And then I ran into my good buddy, Dwayne Sedgwick. He's out of Pocatello, and he had some gold on him, some 10,000 gold coins. And he was talking about this new company. He gave me a little booklet that we have and said, look at it. And I dove in that booklet and I read it back and forward and back and said, I think this is where I need to go. This is where I need to plant my flag. And then I found myself at a meeting. We had probably about 60, 70 people at a hotel. And Richard Bruff, he's an accountant out of Wyoming. He shared the presentation. And we're going to talk about that. But I remember sitting there. Two great things. If you know Mr. Richard Wayne Hansen, one of the co-founders and the guy that had the idea, he was sitting up in the front row, and man, he was excited. And if you know Richard, you know how excited he gets about things, especially when it comes to what we do here. Anyway, so we watched that presentation, and I walked away from that really intrigued. And I went home and talked to the wife, and she was with me there. And we actually stopped at the office because it's not very old office, wasn't very far from my house, and we stopped to talk to them. And I asked a couple of questions, and I said, okay, let's do this. And my wife looked at me like, oh, we're doing this. And I said, I know two things. It's the two things I knew at that moment. I said, one, silver and gold is going to go up. It is going to skyrocket. And I'm going to tell you, we were looking at like $15 an ounce in silver. Like we could buy Silver Eagles for, I think I got a whole two of 20 for 17, right? And I said, and this company 7K is going to go somewhere, and I want to be involved. And so I'm going to show you some of the things that I learned and why I wanted to be here, why I planted my flag, why I care so much about 7K and the ability that we have to help people all over the world. So there's this quote from my good friend Thomas Jefferson, right? He said it like this. He said, tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. And I want us to be involved today. During this presentation and the trainings that come after, I want you to be involved. If you have questions, I want you to put them in the chat. If you understand what I'm saying, I want you to, give me a good amen in the chat, from time to time. One, it lets me know that we're on the right track. And two, it helps you remember, right? And we want to involve you in how you can help other people too. So give me a 1 in the chat if we are good to go on this journey together today for this morning and talk about the power of gold and silver and the ability to help people. All right. Look at that. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. So our mission at 7K and our mission here at Legacy Builders is to put gold and silver in the hands of people who need it most. All right. I want you guys to think real quick of somebody that you know who needs gold and silver, right? Somebody you know that, man, if they would have listened to you 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, last November, and would have got some silver, how better off their life would be right now, right? My brother-in-law, he was the first person that came and joined the business with me, and he's kind of backed up a little bit. He still has his membership. He's not really building or anything, but he texted me yesterday and goes, spot price is over $100, and I'm like, thumbs up, yay, awesome. And he's better off because he put away he bought tons of silver when he got in, bullion and Silver Eagles. He actually got some right when it dipped at end of COVID. He got some for $13 an ounce. Can you imagine how you'd feel right now if you'd bought some at $13 an ounce? I'm happy if I bought it at 30, right? So these are the people that we're trying to help. These people like me, who school teacher with 6 kids, who didn't know any better, didn't understand. I didn't come from wealth, right? I didn't come from, I tell my students, we were poor. I was 16 and I started working, and that wasn't to have cool things. It was to eat and pay electricity bills and stuff. So to be able to transition into a nice middle-class life, and now to transition where I can leave a legacy to my family, that's what we're trying to do for people here at 7K. And here are Legacy Builders. So the U.S. dollar, the Federal Reserve was created in 1913, and you can just kind of see what has happened over the years, right? The Bretton Woods, made everything backed by the dollar, and the dollar was backed by gold. 1971, we're stopping. We're not going to back anything by gold anymore. Nixon temporarily suspended it. I think it's funny because I was born after that. So my life is temporary, I guess. I don't know. But it's temporary, which has lasted, over 50 years. And you can just see how it's going. We're hopeful now that prices are going to go down, but the dollar just loses its value over time, right? That inflation kicks in and things get more expensive. So what can you do? What can we do to offset this problem that's been happening for hundreds of years, right? And it's the same thing that people have been doing for generations, for 5,000 years. And that is what we call sound money, right? Sound money is not new. Sound money is something that everyone up to our grandparents understood as a way to protect people, to help us deal with these things, these inflationary things and stuff, right? It's only recently that people have lost that knowledge to understand it. So when I'm talking about sun money, I'm talking about gold and silver. I'm talking about these things, like I said, 5,000 year track record of having value. I love it when people call it God's money. God created it, right? You can't make it. You can find it. You can find where God put it. You can work hard to get it, but you can't create it. You can't print it. You can't do that. So we're going to talk about gold and silver today. Give me a 2 in the chat if you're good. If we go in and talk a little bit about how gold and silver can solve some of these issues that we just were talking about, these inflationary issues. The old adage, if you don't come from wealth, then wealth should come from you. If you don't come from a wealthy family should come from you. And so here's just a perfect example, right? 2020, the world was coming to an end. It felt like sometimes in the news and stuff, but if you had yourself $1,000, right? You got some stimulus. You canceled your vacation because you were quarantined or whatever. And you had an extra $1,000, and you stuck it in the bank. April 2025, that's worth about $760 with inflation. Like, you wouldn't be able to buy as much as you could in 2020, right? But look what you have done if you would put gold in 2020. $1,000 worth of gold, a little over half an ounce, and you would put it in 2025. It's worth 19, right? That has gone up even more, right? Closer to 3, and 4 in the silver case. Like $1,000 would be 64 ounces. Someone do that math for me. 64 ounces times $100. But anyway, $64,000 in silver by putting $1,000 in silver in 2020. Like, I hope that just gives you goosebumps and make you a little sad at the same time that you didn't do that. Here's another good example of silver and gold, right? 1965, you could have bought a Mustang for $2,500. You could buy it with 25 ounces of silver. They were equal, right? Fast forward today, $2,500 is not getting you a Mustang. 2,500 ounces of silver, that's getting you 3 Mustangs now, right? Because that's going to be worth what? Oh my goodness! Add the 2 zeros to the end of that, and you're looking. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of dollars that you could get Mustangs, right? Gold, same thing. 72 ounces, $2,500. 2025, 216,000. We're looking closer to 300, right? The power of gold and silver is what can help you overcome, endure, and get over all these challenges that you face when it comes to inflation and the dollar. And so here's a moment I'm going to stop for a second. I've been working on my skills and my ability to share this with people because I want to be better at it. And I was writing down my transformation story, and I encourage you all to write down and edit and refine what has changed in your life since you've started doing this. And the one big thing that's changed for me, I was talking to my wife this other day, is we never had savings ever, right? You get a tax return, a couple $1,000, you throw it in the bank, you leave it there, the car goes out, the washer and dryer, something happens and it just goes away and it goes away, and you just feel like you can never catch up, right? And now I have savings. My our car broke down this last, I had to get my car fixed, and she's like, I fixed it, and she's like, does that mean we can't spend the money that we were normally going to spend? I said, no. If I have to, I'll sell some silver. It's $100 an ounce right now. I bought it for 17. I would be comfortable using that money we saved, 5, 6, 7 years ago to do that, right? And so that's my story. That's what I can share with people, to let them feel how I'm feeling, right? I don't have the stress that I used to have about money. I don't have the stress about big emergencies, right? Because I know I have a vehicle that I can use to, not a Mustang, but another vehicle I can use to do that. And so back when my father-in-law gave me those ounces, I was stuck, man. I didn't know what to buy. I didn't know where to get it from. I didn't know who to trust, right? And I didn't know a lot about it. So, like my father-in-law, he gave me those 2 ounces, and then next year I had joined 7K and started buying my own silver. And he goes, do you still want silver for your birthday? And I'm like, yes, I want silver for my birthday, right? And I got a couple more ounces. And then a couple of years later, he's like, I can only give you 1 ounce because the price of silver had gone up so much, right? And his philosophy was buy it when it was cheap. And my philosophy is buy it. Buy what you can when you can and hold on to it for as long as you need to because it's going to go up. I think I might not have put it up.
If you're watching this video, chances are you're curious about gold and silver. You might have a few questions, like why should I buy precious metals? What metals should I be buying? Who can I trust to buy them from? How do I know I'm getting a good deal? And how can I afford more? You should know that you're not alone. Most people have these questions, and over the next few minutes, we'll introduce you to an easy solution. Most people we talk to say they have a feeling that it's a good idea to own precious metals, but really don't understand why, or how to get started, or they don't feel like they have the budget for it, so they don't do anything about it. This lack of understanding costs them a lot of money. And quite honestly, we don't want you to make the same mistakes. We've watched far too many people struggle as the economy fluctuates, employment issues arise, or unexpected changes come up in life. Owning gold and silver can help shield you against all these challenges long term. When we started 7K, we established a mission to help the average person get ahead by adding precious metals to their portfolio, no matter their knowledge or circumstances. We've already changed the precious metals industry by making it extremely easy to get started without any maximums or any minimums, period. But that's not enough. We're now completely revolutionizing the industry and making it so anyone and everyone can seamlessly start buying precious metals. It doesn't matter if you want to start with $100 or even $1. The new technology provided by our partner company, Sound Money Wallet, will allow you to convert your cash to various asset classes of fractional gold or silver quickly with no games or gimmicks. With Sound Money, you own the metals you buy, but they store them safe and sound. They offer limited capacity storage for up to $50,000 in asset value. And you'll sleep easy at night knowing that if you ever want your metals, they'll be in the mail at the drop of a hat. How? Sound Money uses a non-segregated vault at their partner company, VaultMax, to store your precious metal assets, protected by some of the most technologically advanced security out there. You can be sure your metals are safe there. If you want your metal, simply request it. Pay the shipping and insurance and it will be on the way. But what if you need cash? The old way of liquidating precious metals, including lugging a heavy box to a local dealer, hearing excuses for why they couldn't possibly match the current market value of your metals and probably ending up in a no-win situation, or contacting an online buyer with a typical $1,000 minimum only to find that the price they initially quoted you for your metal dropped significantly once they received your heavily taxed package 4 to 6 weeks later. With Sound Money, you can kiss all that headache goodbye. This is the only tool on the market with the power to give you frictionless liquidation with one of the best buyback prices in the industry. So whether you're a savvy investor who already knows the power of gold and silver and the advantage of a private vault, or you're trading your first dollar for precious metals, Sound Money will make your ownership journey convenient and easy. Be confident the control is back in your hands from start to finish. Let Sound Money Wallet work for you.
It said not available in all countries. You know, when they made this video that it was only available in like 3 countries or 2 countries, now it's available in most all countries. Can you imagine? And that's why it's so easy to share this with the world. Another thing I hope you noticed on that video, give me a 1 in the chat if you noticed where it said no fees. Let me see if anybody else noticed that they said no fees. Yeah, no fees. Once you get a membership to 7K and you have access to Sound Money Wallet, the only thing you're buying is your metal, right? You're buying it, you're selling it, right? The only fee that it is, it's not really a fee, is they're going to charge you to ship it to you because they're going to pay the post guy, the FedEx guy to send it to you. But excuse me. And so no fees to store it, no premiums. You know, you're just buying it, right? And you can buy it for $1. So you can trade. I love the word trade. You can trade your dollars. You're not buying, you're trading. Trading your dollars for gold, your dollars for silver. And then when you need it, right? If things get tight or something goes awry, or my brother and sister-in-law, they were buying a house, so they sold a bunch of their silver that they'd gotten when they joined and the stuff they'd stored, so they could put a down payment on their house, right? So you can trade it back to dollars at any time. And the nice thing is, it's quick and easy liquidation. I want you guys. I'm young, I'm old, and I'm gonna date myself. You remember? Give me a 2 in the chat if you remember the old cartoon DuckTales with Scrooge McDuck in it. You know, and he was swimming in his vault full of the coins. Right? See if anybody remembers it. It looks like I might be the only one. Anyway, somebody, yeah. I always used to joke on my presentations that the company won't let me swim in it, but they won't even let me go there. But I never asked them. But I bet there's people out there right now, people that you know, maybe it's you, that has a vault full of silver. Like they have some in their safe. They have 10 grand, 100 grand. They have 100 grand of silver sitting at their house. And now they're like, oh, cool, it's $100 an ounce. I should go sell it. And then they can't, right? Because I already talked about that. The process is so cumbersome, right? And that's what we offer to people is quick, easy liquidation with the best and highest buyback price in the history of gold and silver, right? And a legacy. And I want you to just look at these, right? I want you to look at one and say, which one do you think is your favorite, right? I have a hard time because I love these. These have glass on them. There's a good friend of mine named Tom Holman. I went down and toured his studio. He does stained glass windows and stuff, and he's building a facility, and he designed these coins. I love this Teddy Roosevelt. It's his life one. He's got a 5 ounce that's got a buffalo on it, and that's my spirit animal and stuff. I just love the buffalo. But what we're dealing with is stunning design. We're talking about rare and great stories, right? I have coins that are one of 500, one of 1,000. There's coins offering one for 10,000, right? And these are all rare, right? There's billions of people in the world. What was it? One of my students said this. I just thought I'd share. They said something about if 90% or something percent of the people thought you were ugly, then 77 million people in the world would think you're beautiful or something. And I was like, what a great perspective, and so true, right? There's so many people out there that even the coins with the silver eagle that has hundreds of thousands of them are still collectible. So all we're doing is we're taking silver value, we're taking the art, and we're winning, right? We're finding ways to do it. So here's a good winner. The Montana butterfly. This was one of our autosavers subscriptions. I'll talk about those later, but they came out with it. I was there when they announced it, and I'm like, oh, it's a beautiful set. 50 coins, one from every state. They started with the Appaloosa, which is from Idaho. Minnesota was the loon, which is just dear to my heart. That's where I grew up. And the Montana butterfly was the second one. So I just said, I'm going to get them. And I clicked on yes. And I spent $150 and they shipped it to me. That's with shipping. And today it sells for over 1,000, right? There's no way that the old David would have ever had an opportunity or knew anything about it, right? But because I went through the collector's trainers, because I had a membership to 7K, I had the opportunity to get one of these. Now, Julius Caesar, I had the opportunity. I didn't get one. Not because I wasn't quick enough, but maybe because I decided that I wasn't sure if I wanted it or whatever. They made 500 of them, sold for $360. Today it sells for $500. There was a while they were up close to 1,000, right? They just go up, and it just showed value of these coins. And here's a good one: the Tiffany art coin. This coin sold for $100, right? It's a beautiful coin. I do not have one of these. I never have seen one personally, but I just think it's awesome. But anyway, it sells for $2,000 to $5,000 now, right? Give me a 3 in the chat if you would trade $100 for $2,000. You would trade $100. Give me a 3 in the chat if you would trade $100 for $2,000. Yeah, I mean it's just amazing what these collectibles can do. So what they're going to do after you go through the collector's training and you understand a little better, you're going to have access to Stack and Sell, right? And Stack and Sell is a place where you can track all your coins. So I have my Stack and Sell. I scan my coins when I get them, and it tracks their value when they go up and down, and it tells me what my value is. So I have tens of thousands of dollars in my collectible coins that I have for a legacy to leave my family. And the wonderful thing about Stack and Sell is that I can not only can I keep track of it, but I also can verify. Like if I'm out and about and I see a coin I want to buy, I can scan it, and Stack and Sell will give me values, and it'll show me how many people on Stack and Sell have it, and all these wonderful things. And then if I ever want to sell them, say I want to sell my Montana butterfly, so I can go on Stack and Sell and I can put it on there, and I can sell it for $1,000, $1,500, right? And when someone buys it, I don't have to meet them behind Walmart. I don't have to worry about them coming to my house. I just send it to Stack and Sell. They verify it's real, and they send it to them and send me the money, right? I don't have to worry about, cash. So when I want to buy a coin, I don't have to carry cash around to buy $1,000 coin. I can just send the money to Stack and Sell, and they'll verify it's real, right? And put it right there in my stack so I can see it. I can print off my inventory for insurance purposes or just value, and use it to forward that legacy. And it's a wonderful thing that like I said, your 7K membership is going to make it so you can do everything. So then the question everyone goes is, David, how do I get started? How do I do this so that I can start putting away gold and silver, right? That I can start learning about gold and silver with the collector's training and stuff. And the cool thing is you just grab a membership, right? I showed you the value of the membership. So you can grab a basic membership or a legacy membership. And when you grab those memberships, that opens up this access. Now, your legacy membership, you get unlimited Stack and Sell. With your basic, you don't have all that. You don't get all that access. Plus, with your legacy, they're going to give you some more gold to start. They're going to double how much gold they give you to start your journey here in your Salmoney wallet, right? We like to help people get in when they fit in. The nice thing is you can upgrade at any time. But the point is get a membership, right? I have a sad tale to tell. I was thinking about this the other day. Is I pay for gym membership. The gym is 3 blocks from my house, 4 blocks from my house. It's not very far, right? I hate to tell you that it's been, well, I haven't gone this year, and I didn't go very many times last year, but I've paid for it, right? So a membership has value when you use it, right? So we want you to use your membership. We want you to get the most out of your membership. So grab a membership, and let's add some value to it. Let's keep working it, right? So here's one of the ways that you can use your membership to help you grow, right? And it's with 7K Pro. So 7K Pro is $79.99 a month. And here's what it gives you, right? First, it gives you access to the 7K University. So your collectors and buyer certification is there for you. But the 7K University is there for you to learn more about gold and silver, to learn about the tax advantages of gold and silver and having a home-based business, how to share this with people, how to be a leader, an entrepreneur, a teacher, right? It's not just about money here. It's about being better people and learning how to create skills that are going to make you better. The other thing you're going to get access to is exclusive coin drops. These coins I was telling you about, some of them are 1 of 500, 1 of 300, right? They keep some of those rare ones for the people that are part of 7K Pro, and you get access. You get the first. You get on. The timer goes down. They set a password, and you type it in, and it's a flurry, and it's fun. And sometimes you're not quick enough, and sometimes you are, and you win. But it creates value in the collectible market, and it's so much fun. And then the other thing you're going to get access to is loyalty points. Every time you get 7K Pro, every time you share, you're going to get loyalty points. And loyalty points turn into free silver. It's as simple as that. And there's a beautiful coin set called the USS Arizona, 1 ounce, 2 ounce, and 5 ounce. Just beautiful set. Love it. I was telling my father-in-law about it, where he kind of gave me that bug, and I was telling him about that coin, and he was like, "Oh, I just found out my great aunt's son is entombed in the Arizona." And I'm like, "Wow, I need to go to Hawaii and see that." And the 5 ounce coin, they made one for every person that was entombed. That's the mintage on that, and I have one, so it represents family. But I'm on my loyalty points. I have a bunch, and I'm watching it, and I'm looking, and I scroll down, and I find the 1 ounce USS Arizona. I bought it for $199. I bought it for $199, collectible, right? Great deal. So I got it for free on my loyalty points. Turn around, I gave it to my father-in-law for Christmas, and then it spikes up to $650, right? And now he didn't sell it; he still has it. I always joke that I'll probably inherit it, when he goes. but then I can give it to my kids as a legacy from their grandpa. And but favorite son-in-law. That's what matters, right? It's just the power of getting gold and silver in the hands of people that need it most. Now, the other thing they're going to do with the 7K Pro and any of the other subscriptions, I'm gonna tell you about the autosaver subscriptions, that you get a one medal bonus. So when that friend of yours that you got that $80 or the $20 of gold for free from when you referred it to them, right? So say 2 months later they get an inheritance of $10,000 and they buy gold or silver. If you're on the 7K Pro, you're going to get 1% metal bonus in whatever metal they bought. If they bought gold, you get gold. If they bought silver, you get silver, right? And so they've created this, and it used to be in the legacy membership, but now it's for anybody with 7K Pro, which is awesome. Because again, who loves free silver, right? Who loves free gold? And so I have people in my on my team that buy silver and gold regularly, and I can go on and I just see the 1% metal bonus. And it makes me smile, not just because I'm getting $1 here and $2 there, but I know that they are using their membership and that they're finding value in it. And so it's just, again, the power of the membership is just getting gold and silver in the hands of people who need it most. Now, Wealth Builder to me is also an opportunity for us to just be a game changer. And that game changer is you can put whatever metal you want, right? We have gold and silver. Gold and silver eagles, gold and silver bars, and you pick. I want to spend $100 a month. I want to spend $100 every paycheck, every other week, or whatever you do, and it's just going to buy it every month. Whether it's up or down, it's going to buy it every month, and it's just consistency. Because again, that's how you win in life is consistency. And if you're on 7K Pro and there are people that you've shared this with, you're going to get that 1% every month, right? So here's a good example, right? $100 a month for the last 3 years. Cash, $3,600, doesn't count for inflation. Gold, $4,600. This is 2025. Can you imagine what it is now? Right, $100 a month. It's just a game changer. And you're now, if there's an emergency, look at that. Instead of having 36, if I have $1,000 emergency, I'm still ahead of where I was before the emergency with my gold and silver. All right. So then we're going to talk about the autosavers. So these are collectible coins that you can buy every month. It includes 7K Pro. So if you're getting one of these coins, you're also on 7K Pro automatically and get all those benefits from those subscriptions. Beauty of the world, just beautiful coins. Those they're doing South America right now. It's like a bucket places of places that you'd want to go in the world. You got the Silver Eagle, the true thing, and it's one of the most collectible coins in the world. And you got the gold series and the gold notes. That's from Tom Holdman, who does the stained glass windows. Just beautiful sets you can add to your collection. I've taken a little longer, but like I said, I stopped a couple times to add a few things. But I want you to know that this opportunity, this platform here, not only will help you, but it'll help the people that you love, right? I have some children who have memberships that they don't build or stuff, but it helps them because they've learned about gold and silver and the value of it. I'm going to share one last thing. My daughter years ago, I need to talk to her because she's 16 now, but when she was younger, it's got to be 5-6 years ago. Silver had just got over 40, like it had spiked at $40 and it had dropped back down. But she's like, Dad, comes up. She heard the kids talking. She comes up to me and she's like, Dad, I have this ounce of silver. She goes, I can sell this for $40. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, and her eyes just got big. And I said, what are you gonna do with that $40? And she looked at me and she goes, well, I might buy some treats and some goodies and stuff. I said, wouldn't it be easier to save that for later and go, shovel a neighbor's walk or do a little bit of extra work and earn a few dollars to buy those treats and save that for something really big? And her eyes got big again. And for the first time, I realized what we really have here is not that I have a lot of silver and it's solved some of those problems, but it has changed the way my kids see money and understand the value of gold and silver. And to me, that's worth the membership, worth all of it right there. So I'm going to open it up. Does anybody have any questions? Give me a 5 in the chat. Give me a high 5 in the chat if this made sense. If you feel the value of the 7K membership, right? Either to get one or to share it with those people that you know. Oh, wonderful. It doesn't look like we have any questions. So we're going to take Susan, you want to take a break and we'll just come back at noon and do the training? Yeah. Okay, great. So guys, we're just going to put some music on and we're going to pause and we're just going to share a little bit with you on on the process of sharing this with people, because what we want to do this next week, how we can help people get gold and silver in their hands. So thank you guys. We'll see you in a little bit.
If you want to know more,
put ready in the comments.
thank you for watching. We appreciate your time. Have a lovely day, evening, or night. We love you. Bye.